Wildwood woman gets irate with police. Wildwood man bites Sumter County Sheriff. Spruce Creek man gets violent over $10. Wildwood Commission gives another approval to another high-density community. A villager is arrested again. A village resident attempts to rob a bank. Approval to fix a failed drainage system in the villages. A village's home catches fire, and the homeowners are having trouble to rebuild. This and more coming up. Keep watching. Hey everybody, let's have some more news. Yeah, you see the lights on back here. It's another late one. A Wildwood woman became irate during her interaction with the police. Darian Noel Rose, 24, was a passenger in a car in the wee hours Saturday when the vehicle ran over a curb in the area of Huey Street and County Road 44A. That's the Wildwood area, kind of next to Brownwood. According to the arrest report, Wildwood Police Department, the vehicle had severe front end damage and was dragging tree debris underneath of it. She must have went four-wheeling. During the traffic stop, Rose yelled at the driver and admonished her not to speak with officers. Rose also used her body to block interaction between the driver and police officers. Rose was told multiple times to stop interfering, but would not comply with officers' commands. She was arrested on a charge of resisting arrest and booked at the Sumter County Detention Center. She was released after posting a $1,000 bond. A Wildwood man was jailed after biting the arm of a Sumter County Sheriff's deputy. Nathan Tyler Marcy, 21, had been making suicidal threats Thursday night when law enforcement was summoned to the 6800 block of County Road 148 in Wildwood. Deputies attempted to take Marcy into custody. However, the native New Yorker resisted their efforts and bit the deputy in the forearm. Even after Marcy was put in the back of the patrol car, he attempted to spit at the deputy. Marcy also threatened to harm members of the deputy's family. Marcy was arrested on charges of battery, resisting arrest, and intimidation. He was booked at Sumter County Detention Center on a $17,000 bond. That boy needs a good ass smacking. A large residential and commercial project planned on the northeast corner of County Roads 466A and 462 will require major traffic improvements for the heavily traveled intersection. Wildwood Commissioners Monday approved an agreement with Turkey Run LLC that calls for the developer to share the cost of those improvements. We're talking a lot of intersection improvements, said City Manager Jason McHugh. Under the agreement, Turkey Run will pay nearly $100,000 as a 25% share of the intersection signal improvements, plus 20% of the cost for several additional turn lanes. Geez, if that's 25%, man, what are we talking about? $400,000 just to do some road? Phew, seems kind of high, but whatever. When they got you, they got you. New turn lanes will include 240 feet westbound right turn lanes on County Road 466A at the development's driveway and at Rio Grande Boulevard, as well as 185 feet southbound right and project driveway off 462 and 320 feet left turn lanes on the same road. Well, that was confusing. I'll just move on. To the editor, I get it that the Villages is a retirement city for senior citizens. Oh, this is going to be good. But this is 2022, soon to be 2023, and the majority of those senior citizens aren't getting any younger. If you want the Villages to grow, to show more of a lifestyle, then you need the young crowd to move in, to make families, to see little kids running around, to make new memories, see parks, a slide at least, and to grow a new family for the new generations, because the old generations won't be here forever. This kid's a moron. And not everyone has the Villages lifestyle and richness. Here we go again. Everybody thinks that people living in the Villages is rich. They all think that. So it's not fair to cut off HUD housing. Sure it is. It's absolutely fair. HUD housing is for families who can't afford that lifestyle, but we still love to be in a good community and raise our beautiful family to make new generations into town to call home. So just because you had to work so hard to live where you are staying, congratulations to you. Not everyone has your mindset and your golf polo shirt lifestyle. The young generation is here to make new memories, new families, and new look to the villages. That's sent in by Maritza Lewis from Leesburg. Hey, Maritza, you are so wrong that I don't even want to get into it. This whole letter to me has to be a joke.
Tell me what, tell me what, tell me what, tell me what.
A villager was arrested Monday night at her home after allegedly biting a man on his hand. Mary Kessler, Westerland, 65, of the village of Tierra del Sol South, was arrested by Sumter County Sheriff's deputies on a felony charge of battery on a person over the age of 65. The man told deputies that Westerland struck him multiple times and bit his hand. He had a fresh bite mark on his hand and he was bleeding. The nature of the relationship of Westerland was redacted from the arrest report. Westerland was booked on a $1,000 bond at the Sumter County Detention Center. In 2019, Westerland was sentenced to 10 days in jail after her second drunk driving arrest within a 5-year period. The Pennsylvania native had been arrested on a DUI charge in 2015 at the Hampton Inn on County Road 466. Well, lady, take a hint. You got a drinking problem. You can't handle it. You're what they call one of the mean drunks. A Spruce Creek South man was arrested at a local Wawa gas station and convenience store after an alleged confrontation over $10. A man who said he had been struck in the face by 37-year-old James Lee Steiger met with Sumter County Sheriff's deputies at 7:15 p.m. Monday at UF Health, the village's hospital. A man has suffered lacerations on his lower and upper lips. He said he only knew Steiger as Jimmy and met with him at about 4:30 p.m. Monday at the Wawa on U.S. Highway 441 in Lady Lake. The man said he owed $10 to Steiger, who climbed into his vehicle and grabbed the keys from the man's hand. He called his mother and asked for money so he could pay Steiger back. The man told Steiger he was going home. Steiger threatened to punch the man and he snatched his cell phone. The man tried to retake his cell phone from Steiger, but retaliated by punching him in the face. $10. Wildwood commissioners gave final approval Monday to a 639-unit high-density residential development on about 47 acres near the southwest corner, County Road 466 and 209 in Oxford. Developed by Acorn Investments, LLC, Commander's Point also will include 5 acres of a commercial and is expected to add 179 students to Wildwood schools. Commissioner approved a comprehensive plan amendment, changing the land's designation from high-density residential and commercial from low-density residential and neighborhood commercial. They also endorsed a zoning change reflecting the higher density. Commander's Point is one of several pending large residential projects west of 301. Others include Highfield and Twisted Oaks, where 374 single-family homes are planned on the north side of County Road 462, and 100 Oaks, which would include 407 dwelling units and about 119 acres, about 1¼ miles south of the Florida Turnpike. Highfield is one of the several Twisted Oaks projects located north of US 301 overpass. The main Twisted Oaks development, approved in July, will have up to 1,210 homes on 387 acres. Later this month, the City Commission will consider Twisted Oaks multifamily, where 240 units on 19 acres are planned. Building, building, and building. I got to tell you, I think what Sumter County used to be in the 80s, and I look what Sumter County is now. Man, these people are just eating up this property tax money. They're just enjoying the hell out of it. Villagers are breathing a sigh of relief after their scary neighbor was arrested again and landed back behind bars. Brian Keith Kissinger, 53, of the Ashley Villas again, was booked Tuesday at the Marion County Jail. A neighbor in the Ashley Villas said multiple squad cars from the Marion County Sheriff's Department office showed up looking for Kissinger, reportedly wanted on a trespassing warrant. Booking information was not immediately available. Kissinger has been in the headlines as he has had his neighborhood on edge. I'm not reading the rest of it. I've read the report before, so you guys already know the history of this guy. A 74-year-old villager has been arrested after allegedly attempting to rob a local bank, claiming he had been cut off by Social Security. Joseph Vincent Albanez, who lives at 1861 West Swartz Boulevard — by the way, Swartz Boulevard got its name from Harold Swartz, the original developer of the Villages, on the historic side of the Villages — walked into the Wells Fargo Bank on U.S. Highway 441 in Lady Lake at about noon Monday and slipped a pre-written note to a bank teller, according to the arrest report from the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. The bank teller removed $700 in cash from her drawer and placed it into a pillowcase carried in by Albanese. He kept apologizing and sat down in the main lobby area. Bank employees quickly evacuated customers out of the lobby. When deputies arrived at the bank, Albanese was still sitting in the lobby. He said Social Security had just cut him off. The Newark, New Jersey native was arrested on a charge of robbery. He was booked at the Sumter County Detention Center on $30,000 bond. Is it just me? That just sounds sad. Letter to the editor. I have owned and rented here. We are 74 and could not keep up the house, thus rent. We're quiet, don't party, or make noise. We take care of the rental. My family, including children 23, 22, 20, and 16, respect everyone when they visit. They are all under our supervision and come with their dad. If people are unhappy, I suggest they move. And that's not fair for anybody. We love the Villages. There's no place like it. My company uses the family pool, and we're in our golf cart with them. Find some positive things about the Villages. People choose where they buy. We tend to live around Lake Sumter Landing. That's where my first house was, at Lake Sumter. I love that area. We loved it. That's sent in by Suzanne Main from the Village of Virginia Trace. Well, Suzanne, I think you're getting things a little mixed up, just a little bit, because of all the reports that you're reading. People complaining about rentals and the problems with rentals. They're not talking about you. You're a good renter. I rented my first house to people from Canada they were just super fantastic. I never had a problem with them. My neighbors loved them. Matter of fact, my neighbors used to ask me, when are they coming back? They're not talking about your type at all. What they're talking about is there are some corporations that owns hundreds of homes here, and they just rent them out to anybody. I mean, anybody. Sexual offenders, they'll rent it out. They don't care. Somebody just got out of federal prison for murdering somebody, they'll rent the house to them. They don't care. Kids, 20 years old, and they're going to have some kind of a big party or something. They don't care. They rent it out. That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about the elderly people. This is a retirement community. This ain't a party playground. I mean, we could make it one, I suppose, but it didn't. You're not the problem. You're not the ones they're talking about at all. They're talking about Airbnb. People use a lot of Airbnb here. You know, somebody comes in for a day or two and then they're gone. If they come in for the right reasons, the way I see it, if it's an older person, they're on their way to go somewhere, I've got an extra day, I'll get an Airbnb in the Villages, we'll kind of check it out because we're getting ready to retire. I got no problem with that, but that ain't what happens. It's just we're seeing more and more trouble. Now, I realize people could say, well, it's getting bigger. The more people, the more trouble. That's true. You can't get away from that. But you have to always remember, and it's almost forgotten anymore, this is a retirement community. This is not a neighborhood for kids. There's rules in every neighborhood. Every district has them. What you can and can't do. You just can't come in and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Well, maybe you can. Maybe you can't. You know, they're not talking about you. Trust me. You're fine. You're fine. And it sounds like you have a great time here and you like being here. And you've chosen my favorite place, Lake Sumter Landing. I'm not sure I could ever buy another house up there again, for a simple reason is Lake Sumter isn't what it once was. If you've been coming here a long time, you know what I mean without me getting into it. It's different. And I'm not sure I could go back. But hey, if I have to go back, that's not a bad place to go. A known drug offender on a bicycle was arrested with a syringe loaded with methamphetamine. Randall Lee Billings, 34, of Lady Lake, was riding a bicycle at about 4 p.m. Monday when he ran a stop sign at Old Dixie Highway and Griffin View Drive, according to the arrest report. An officer who spotted the offense stopped Billings and asked for K-9 unit assistance because the officer knew that Billings abuses street drugs. During a search, Billings was found to be in possession of a syringe loaded with a substance determined as methamphetamine. Billings was arrested on a felony charge of possession of methamphetamine and booked at the Lake County Jail. He was released after posting a $2,000 bond. Last year, Billings was arrested on a drug charge after he was spotted riding his bicycle in a wrong direction on U.S. Highway 27 and 441. Now, you might ask, why do I read these kinds of reports when this really doesn't have anything to do with the villages? All of this is happening right around the outer edges of the villages. And I've stressed the fact that all our streets are open to the public. We are not a gated community. We are a community with gates. A huge difference. I've explained the difference of that before. So bicycles, you'll see them riding around here all the time. In the wintertime especially, we have a bicycle club here, maybe more than one. We have people in every neighborhood rides bicycles for exercises, all kinds of bicycles. You'll see them in the golf cart lanes, golf cart paths. You'll see them everywhere. And I've always said, when you go to the squares and things, be diligent. Be aware of what's going on around you. These people like him, this person here, this guy with methamphetamine or whatever, they ride through here on their bicycles. There's nobody here that will stop people on bicycles on the cart trails or whatever and ask for IDs to see if you're a resident here or anything. They don't do it. Now, the streets are open to the public. Our golf cart trails are not, unless, and here's the tricky part, if our golf cart trail is sharing a road with cars, technically that golf cart trail is open to the public because it's on a public road. But how do you get to that trail on that public road? The accessibility of it. Generally, somewhere you have to be on a private golf cart trail to get to the public golf cart trail, which is almost impossible to do. So these people with the drugs and bicycles and walkers and stuff, you don't know if they're here, from here, around here, going through here, or they're just here to see what they can steal. It's getting that way, so just beware. That's all. The Community District 9 Board of Supervisors has approved a $397,465 bid to replace a failed drain system at the Atwood Bungalows. The board on Tuesday approved a bid of $397,465 from Carico or Sirico Underground Incorporated. The same company was recently awarded a bid to repair the under-drain system at the Sawyer Villas in Community District Board 4. Bruce Brown of District and Property Management said there will be disruptions during the work of the Villa community near Brownwood Hotel and Spa. There will be an impact because we are going to have to tear up the roads, Brown said. He added everything possible will be done to ease the pain for residents. The holiday season is here for Maestro Bill Doherty and his singers. That means a musical trip to Broadway. The concert is called Broadway Showstoppers and will be held Saturday at 7 p.m. in Savannah Center. The list of show tunes comes with such classics as The Phantom of the Opera, Cats, Les Miserables, and West Side Story. Singers include Heather Ard, Michael Stroheuer, Victoria Sexton, Scotty Thomas, Sam Reynolds. Doherty will accompany them on piano. Fans of Irish dance and music will enjoy Celtic Angels Christmas, November 27th at 4 and 7 p.m. in Savannah Center. A Christmas Carol will be on the stage November 28th from 4 and 7 p.m. in Savannah. In other shows, Broadway veteran Alex Santorello brings a cast of singers from his stage productions from Carols by Candlelight November 30th to December 3rd. The cast features Don Denome, Mary Jo Vitelli, and Clark Barrios. The Village Pop Course holds its annual concert. It's the most wonderful time of the year on December 5 at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. in the North Lake Presbyterian Church. Both shows are sold out already. Residents fearful of losing services are continuing to hound the Community Development District Board 7 of Supervisors on its strained relationship with the Lake Sumter County Development District Board. Last month, an angry mob of residents demanded the CDD 7 supervisors drop the process that would have initiated conflict resolutions against the LSCDD board. Several of the residents returned to CDD 7's board meeting Thursday morning at Seabreeze Recreation Center. "You've cost us money. You made us look ridiculous," said Donald Jeffrey of the Village of Duval. Residents have been furious since it was revealed that the SLCDD could abruptly sever its relationship with CDD7 and cut off a host of services seamlessly enjoyed by residents, including landscaping and deed compliance services. Many have feared that potentially severed relationship could result in the loss of amenities for CDD7 residents. However, the CDD7 board has nothing to do with the amenities, which is overseen by the project-wide Advisory Committee in an advisory capacity for SLCDD. Residents expressed their fears that CDD7 could bring back the resolution and further rupture its already bruised relationship with SLCDD. Anybody who was here at the meeting last month knows you didn't kill it. It's still out there. You could resurrect it at any time you want, Jeffrey said. I'm not going to read all this. It sounds like there's like a personal vendetta up there between residents have alleged that CDD7 board chairman Jerry Vicente, as well as other board members, want conflict with the SLCC-DD board due to ongoing friction with the developer. Politics! Don't you just love it? The villager was called before a public hearing Thursday afternoon to answer questions about his home, which was destroyed by fire and has yet to be rebuilt. The home of James and Christine Noonan at 3000 Louisville Road in the village of Gilchrist was destroyed by fire in March. They had recently moved into the home after relocating from Illinois. Deed compliance rules state that work after the fire should start within 2 months and be completed within 8 months. However, the Noonans had more bad luck when they got involved with a company that did not help them work to rebuild their home. I don't know what that means. They were more interested in billing the insurance company than building a home, Noonan told the Community Development District 8 Board of Supervisors in a hearing at Seabreeze Recreation Center. Noonan also reached out to the villages for assistance, but got nowhere. I was lucky to get a phone call returned, Noonan said. The home was eventually demolished and now the site is an empty lot. CDD9 Chairman Jack Reiner, who lives in the area, said he frequently bicycles by the site. It is causing a problem for the neighbors, Reiner said. A small group of residents was at the public hearing but did not speak. Noonan asked for 8 months to get the home rebuilt. However, supervisors expressed concern that with current market conditions, it might be difficult to make that timeline, and it might be. Supervisor Don Smoke Hickman expressed disappointment that the villages hasn't offered us expertise in this situation. Why can't the villages step in and build that house, he said. After the Groundhog Day tornado in 2007, Hickman said the villages provided amazing assistance to homeowners whose homes were damaged. He said it was a powerful example of what can quickly accomplish, particularly when the villages has the workforce and make equipment to make something happen. That's why the villages ought to step to the plate. Community Standards recommended granting Noonan 6 months to rebuild the home. The board agreed with that recommendation with the understanding that Noonan might be back to ask for an extension, and that might be. Letter to the editor, to Maritza Lewis. The other part of this letter is in this video somewhere. I said that I took the letter as a joke, so you know which letter I'm referring to. A retirement community, by definition, is for older people. The villages will grow because people are always getting older. Yes, we have saved and worked all of our lives to be able to afford living the lifestyle. You too can live in the villages when you retire. You just have to work for it, like we did. Amen to that. That's sent in by Carrie Adams, the village of DeSoto. There's so many younger people that I don't know what's happened in their lives where they think stuff has to be given to them. They have a right to this or that. You have no right to nothing. Good Lord. Just go get a job, work for it, save, invest properly. After 30 or 40 years of working and saving and investing, hopefully properly, you too can afford whatever it is you're going to be able to afford. We all can't do everything we want to do. Okay, I'm just going to go to the main articles. I'm just going to give you a fast shotgun effect of what goes on a daily basis around the villages. Villager with history of bizarre behavior arrested after defacing military memorabilia. CDD2 residents will have opportunity to learn about AED program. St. James Circle of Neighbors supports kids, cops, and Christmas program. Lady Lake man arrested on child abuse charges after police called to the home. Canal Street Recreation Center shuffleboard courts will be resurfaced. Woman arrested by Wildwood police after alleged attack on father and sister. Woman wanted on Maryland DUI warrant arrested after traffic stop in Lady Lake. An Illinois man moving to Florida nabbed with stolen U-Haul. Brothers from New York arrested after canine alerts on vehicle with missing headlight. That's just one day. And I go through that and I try to pick out something that affects the villages. That's a lot of the news that I did not report because it doesn't really have anything to do with the villages. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the video here. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving holiday. I know we did. We kept it small. We just had a couple friends over. Enjoy the leftovers. I know I always do. So, y'all have a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed the news. Let me know if you did. Make comments. Give me that thumbs up. Appreciate it. See you on the other side.
Oh, you thought I forgot? Don't leave your keys in the golf cart.